Hi, this is Ryan Lawler. I'm backstage at TechCrunch Disrupt New York 2013. I'm here with Jim Bankoff. You were just up on stage talking about Vox Media, you're the CEO there. I'm kind of wondering, being in media myself, in an environment where it's like, just trying to get millions and millions of page views and CPMs are kind of a race to the bottom, why you're interested in building a new media property?
Well, I think like a lot of other markets where you see trends that you scratch your head, it's an opportunity to enter the market. And we know some things as a fact. For instance, we know that globally there's a $250 billion advertising market, of which 70% or so is really built on brand building, purchase intent, the top of the funnel, to use the marketing jargon. You look at the web, which is a $25 billion slice of that pie, 80% of it is direct response. It's search, which is great, but it's bottom of the funnel stuff, right? So there's a big market opportunity there, hasn't been captured. You mentioned low value CPMs and ad exchanges, ad networks. That's a great form of marketing as well. It's also direct response marketing. But where is all the brand building going? Some of it is going to video, but where is all the great brand building that we had seen previously in magazines and even in newspapers and even in broadcast going to go as consumers turn their attention to digital media? Well, we believe there's a big story there, a big opportunity there, but it has to, someone has to go after it. Someone has to actually bring the quality back that you have noticed is absent. Right. And that's where we think we can play. It's part of why we introduced Vox Creative today. It's part of our business model to help service marketers, brand builders that have stories to tell, use our capabilities that we use as a publisher for our own media on behalf of them to help build brand.
Okay, I want to get back to the creative piece in a bit, but first I'm wondering like how, I mean, the brand advertising piece of it is huge, but how do you differentiate? We had Jonah Peretti here, and they've made a big business off of having lots of cute animals, right? Just on their site, and also doing a lot of really great long form content. But how are you building your business, and what are you doing to differentiate?
Well, you pointed out to open our conversation that there's been a race to the bottom in terms of advertising quality. There's also been a race to the bottom in terms of content quality. And quite honestly, there have been too many slideshow, data-driven crap on the site, on the web. And nothing's wrong with it. Consumers will always go to it. But if I were an advertiser, if I were a marketer, and even as a consumer, you think there's got to be more. And as an advertiser, you don't want your message to be juxtaposed with those messages. It's just getting old. It's getting tired. It's not valuable to the advertiser. So we do award-winning design, broadcast quality video. Obviously great journalism, but also on the product side, we have our Chorus platform that really enables deep community engagement and real-time publishing and analytics and a host of other things. These are all the capabilities that make it work. And to add it all up, I always point to three reasons for our success and our growth to date: technology, Chorus platform, talent, all of our editors, and from that matter, the talent of our audience that also is a big part of the fabric of the site. And third, the culture that brings all of that together. Including the right way to do the business and the right way to do advertising.
Okay, so you mentioned the technology piece, and one of the things that I find really interesting about your business is that you're not using some off-the-shelf product for your own publishing. You've built it in-house, right? And you're continuing to iterate on it. So tell me a little bit about that, because it's rare that you find sort of a publishing business that actually also wants to create product that way.
Well, we want to be a big and important company, right? And we're not trying to just be a blog or a website. We're trying, each one of the verticals and we operate, we want them to be category leaders. And we really are a platform-driven media company, a technology-driven media company. And we have been inspired by a lot of the great platforms that are out there, whether it's a social platform like Facebook, or you look at other platforms for creativity like YouTube or Tumblr, or there are a variety of platform companies. In our case, we use our platform to create big, beautiful, branded media properties. But just like those other companies that I mentioned, we're a platform-driven company. We then apply web-native talent, great writers, great videographers, et cetera, to that platform. And we think the only way to really scale is to look at that equation, both sides of that equation, the technology and the talent, and then bind it together with a culture that really enables you to succeed, where it's not just one side and the other side, but it's the two sides working to build a company together. And so if you look at us as a platform company that happens to be in the premium media space and trying to disrupt premium media, just as though other platform companies are trying to disrupt video or disrupt education or other parts of industry, you start to see the potential.
Okay, so you rolled out this product to make it available for your advertisers, the creative piece. Tell me a little bit about that. And I mean, is there a time where you could potentially productize your own CMS and make it available to other publications or the market at large?
So Vox Creative is what we announced here today, and Vox Creative is structured to let brands tell their stories. Brands have a story to tell, just like the Verge has stories to tell, and SB Nation and Polygon have stories to tell. We want to take the capabilities that we use to create one of the fastest growing and most successful media companies, and do that on behalf of brands that are looking to tell a story. And those capabilities specifically, I mentioned some of them, but we have award-winning design. We have chorus technology to power it all. We have broadcast quality video, et cetera. And I can go. We have analytics that are proprietary to us to help measure this stuff. We have social media campaigns. All of those things. If you are a marketer who's looking to communicate with your audience, which is your customers and your potential customers, you need to figure out that skill, and we want to help them figure out that skill. And by the way, we're doing it in a way that is separate from our editorial operation, so there are, we can keep that strong church and state boundary. But in doing so, we think that there's a big market out there that we can capture for brands that are looking to communicate with their audience. And of course, we can then use our audience, which is a valuable audience. We focus to get the messages in front of them.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks for being with us backstage here at Disrupt New York. We're going to jump to a video of Colleen interviewing Chris Dixon backstage.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Thanks.